Ever since Royal Enfield expanded towards the mid-segment motorcycles with the launch of the 650 Twins, it has gained a tremendous popularity among motorcycle enthusiasts in India and abroad. The value for money, the overall design and finish of these 650 Twins is just incredible. And there is no stopping with their motorcycle catalogs getting new addition each year. I mean, from the Hunter 350 to the Guerrilla 452, it has been quite the journey. The only update we got to their initial models, namely the Continental GT 650 and the Interceptor 650, after 5 years, were rather quite basic. I mean, the LED headlights, the alloy wheels, and a USB charger was something people already had in their motorcycles at the beginning of 2023. And now, recent spy shots have confirmed some very interesting updates to the Interceptor 650. A motorcycle that I really admire quite a lot. I mean, I started my YouTube channel with this motorcycle. In today's video, let's take a look at these spy shots and try to see what new updates will this motorcycle have. When will this motorcycle be officially launched and what would this be priced at? The very first thing that I can see is the exhausts are shaped differently. This is how the old exhausts looked, and this is what we see in the spy shots. I can see that these are slightly more tapered, and to be honest, they don't look as bulky as the initial design. The tail light is now round shaped. I think this is a good move since most of the people who owned these motorcycles wanted to move towards something minimal. This is a good move, Royal Enfield. The indicators, I can tell that these are LED ones from their GMA catalog, which is nice to have stock on these motorcycles. I can also see that the height of the bike seems slightly elevated, meaning new suspension setup? I don't know. That can be quite interesting since the original Interceptor and the Continental GT 650 had a much softer front end, which often did a nosedive whenever a little extra force was applied to the front brakes. That was easily fixable with the availability of the aftermarket suspensions like the Öhlins or the YSS, which now cost a lot more than they used to. With this new suspension setup, I hope that the OEM motorcycle has an improved handling and a very good overall ride quality. And wait a minute, I can't believe this, but the front end now has dual disc brakes? This used to come with a single disc brake. All the 650s have a single disc brake. This can be a game changer for sure. Initially, a lot of the owners had complaints of a poor braking power of this motorcycle. With this addition of dual front disc brakes, I can surely see Royal Enfield eliminating these problems one by one. This is fantastic update. Moving on, I can also see that this variant has a single instrument cluster instead of a retro-style twin-pod setup. I believe this is in line with the new TFT design that was introduced with the new Himalayan, which has a lot more information to display, including turn-by-turn navigation. The same can be seen in the Guerrilla 452. I'm not sure that I like this setup as I am still a fan of the old-school twin cluster pods. However, change is the only constant, and time will tell how these function. I hope that by now Royal Enfield has rectified the screen refresh rate problem and that people will be able to lock their phones when using maps. Nevertheless, I'm excited for these. Also, footpegs are slightly rare set, I believe. This would be quite helpful as the footpegs of the initial model was quite odd and often caused a lot of scrapes and scratches, and a lot of people complained about it. Some chose to swap it with Continental GT 650 rare set, and some, like me, chose to just accept it and enjoy it. Besides these changes, I think that the engine is running on the same specs. That is a parallel twin 650cc engine that produces 47 brake horsepower and has a 52 Nm of torque with a 6-speed gearbox. Currently, Interceptor 650 is priced at 3,03,000 and goes up to 3,31,000 ex-showroom. With the addition of the dual disc brake setup, the newer suspensions, and the new instrument cluster, I believe the new model will be priced somewhere between 3,20,000 to 3,40,000. But seeing that Royal Enfield has still not discontinued the Scram 411, I believe this would be true for the older 650s as well. As in, we will have a choice between the older version and the newer version Interceptor. The overall lines of the bike are quite similar to the previous model, and needless to say that a new and improved Continental GT 650 would also be in the works. I am guessing that this will be launched sometime next year, or maybe it can be teased in the Milan motorcycle shows this November. What do you think about this new and improved Interceptor 650, its possible price, and when would this be launched? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video and for giving me your time.